Okay. Good morning to everyone. Now I'm going to start with a small quote. If you want something you have never had, you must be willing to do something you have suitable for the physical education. So it's written by Thomas Jefferson, third president of the United States. Now, welcoming the first chief patrons, Sri Soundarya P. Manjappa, Chairman, Soundarya Educational Trust. Srimati Sunita P. Manjappa, Managing Director, Soundarya Educational Trust, and co-chief patrons Sri Kirtan Kumar M, CEO, Soundarya Educational Trust, and last Sri Varun Kumar M, Managing Trustee, Soundarya Educational Trust. And now some of the important persons for this faculty development program I'm going to welcoming here. Dr. N.D. Virupaksha, Chairman and Director, Department of PG Studies in Physical Education, Coimbatore University. Next one, Dr. Lingaraju T. Director of Physical Education, Bangalore University. And Mr. Shrikant, or Secretary, PEFI Karnataka, Director of Physical Education, in charge, Bangalore North University, in association with Directorate of Physical Education, Bangalore University, Bangalore, and PEFI Karnataka, organizing national level faculty development program on physical education in the digital era, innovating tools, techniques, and approaches for effective sports education. Today is the 17th August 2020 at the time of 10:30 a.m. Today's topic is opportunities and challenges of physical education and sports personnel. The speaker is Dr. M. Elayaraja, Professor, Department of Physical Education and Sports, Pondicherry University, Puducherry. Now I will explain about the Elayaraja speaker today's program. And our beloved principal welcoming Dr. Sri C. Egadi, Principal, Soundarya Institute of Management and Science, and Faculty Development Program Coordinator, Dr. Aris PM, Physical Education Director, Soundarya Institute of Management and Science, Bangalore. And also welcoming all the speakers, all the advisory committee team members, all the organizing committee team members, all the technical committee team members, and our SINS family people who are working in our Soundarya Educational Trust. Today's topic is opportunities and challenges of physical education sports personnel. Speaker Dr. M. Elayaraja, Professor, Pondicherry University, Puducherry. And then moderator, myself, Ramesh D., Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce, Soundarya Institute of Management and Science. Now I'm going to brief about our chief guest. Dr. M. Elayaraja, Professor, born and brought up in Puducherry, working in Department of Physical Education and Sports, Pondicherry University, Puducherry. His educational qualification as follows. In the year, he has completed BP years in the year of 1998, physical education. In the year 2000, MP years, physical education. In the year 2003, MPhil physical education, and in the year of 2009 PhD physical education with distinction, and his thesis selected as one of the best PhD theses from Annamalai University, Tamil Nadu. Work experience in teacher education. Worked as assistant professor from 2001 to 2011, Annamalai University. Worked as readers from 2011 to 2014, Pondicherry University. Worked as associate professor from 2014 to 2017, Pondicherry University. Worked as professor from 2017 to till the date, Pondicherry University. He also qualified state level eligibility test examination. Is awards and honors membership, Best Teacher Award, UGC Research Award, and personal achievements in sports, winners in the All India Inter-University, representing South Zone Inter-University Cricket Tournament, secured first place in Decathlon in the annual tracking field meet. And also professional experience, NSS, National Service Scheme, Program Officer, YRC, Youth Red Cross Program Officer, member of Annamalai University NSS Committee, member of Pondicherry University Sports Board, member of Board of Studies, member of Board of Studies of Annamalai University and Puducherry University. PhD thesis education evaluation, yes, 15 universities evaluation purpose. Resource person is worked as PG diploma, B.Ed and MPhil courses, and subject experts as UGC sponsored refresher courses. Subject expert in different university. Some of the universities are Safdarganya University, Sri Lanka, Higher Education Department, Jammu and Kashmir, Public Service Commission, IUCTE, Regional Institute of Education, Mysore. And course and training sessions attended national level and international level. Articles published in journals, national level is 3, international level is 8. Article published in proceedings 4. 15 papers presented, national and international conference, 7 seminars, conference attended, books published 2. Number of people who is under his guidance, MPhil and PhD candidates, yes, guided, PhD regular, 5 awarded, 2 submitted, 6 ongoing. MPhil 44 completed, MPed regular 51 completed. These are the few words about him. This is the way. Now I'm sharing to Dr. Elayaraja.
Elayaraja sir, one more thing, sir. Our managing trustee is Varun Kumar is on the line, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please.
Varun Kumar, sir.
Welcome, sir.
Welcome you, sir,
Hello, sir.
for the FDP program.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure.
Yes. Varun, sir, unmute mode.
Oh, okay, sorry, I was muted.
Now you can start the session, sir.
Yes, thank you so much. I'm excited to learn from the senior lecturers and people here. I'm glad I'm here.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Elayaraja, sir,
Now you can take
over to you, sir.
Yeah. Happy morning, dear professionals.
Yes, sir.
It is my great pleasure to meet you all through this online platform. I have to thank, at the outset, I have to thank SOUNDARYA Institute of Management and Science, IQAC and Department of Physical Education, in collaboration with the Directorate of Physical Education, Bangalore University, Bangalore, and Pefi, Karnataka, for organizing a national level faculty development program on physical education in the digital era, innovative tools, techniques, and approaches for effective sports education. So under this program, I got an opportunity to interact with you all on the topic named as opportunities and challenges of physical education and sports personnel. Before going to interact with you all, I have to thank Professor Ramesh sir for your kind words about me. Thank you very much. Really, I have to thank the SOUNDARYA Institute and also Professor Virupaksha sir for giving me this opportunity. Thank you and all. When we talk about opportunities and challenges of physical education and sports personnel, can I share my screen, sir?
Please, sir. Please, sir.
Is it okay?
Yes, sir. Okay, sir.
Yeah. So the topic is very interesting and a kind of very much needed in this time. Opportunities and challenges of physical education and sports personnel. In general, when we talk about opportunities and challenges, what are the opportunities for physical education professionals and sports professionals? We are going to discuss in general first. And then what are the challenges we are facing as a physical education teachers, as a directors, as a sports scientists, as a trainers, we will discuss. But when I discussed with Ramesh sir, I said, first I will go with the general opportunities and challenges. Most of them are well known because as a physical education professionals, we are all very much aware about what are the opportunities we have, what are the challenges we have. Maybe those who are in beginners in this profession may get a better idea about it actually. But my point of view is in the second part of this my presentation, I wanted to go for a impact of COVID, this pandemic, opportunities and challenges of physical education and sports personnel after this pandemic or due to this pandemic. So I wanted to go for a two presentation. That means a two-way of presentation. So in general, opportunities of physical education and sports personnel. I think we live in an era where people have realized the importance of sports and fitness. Of course, earlier we used to complain that people are not having awareness about sports and fitness. But in this scenario, especially after this pandemic, everybody is worrying about their physical fitness, immunity, health status. So we are living in an era where people are having realized the importance of sports and fitness. This field is expanding exponentially each and every day. So playing sports at your college level or school level need no longer be a just hobby, because you have wonderful opportunity when you represent sports in your school and college. You can do your professional physical education course after your college or school. You have a wonderful opportunity in the field of physical education and sports sciences. We can see the career opportunities in the second part. You can shape your future in the field by sticking around with physical fitness and pursuing your career in physical education. As a physical education people, we are aware about what are the various opportunities or various courses available in India and also in abroad. A career in physical education can lead you to a wide range of career options. Of course, not necessarily a physical education teacher or a lecturer in a university or a director of physical education in a college. There are wider opportunities are available. We are going to discuss one by one actually. So what are the career scope or service opportunities? Why I coin career scope and service opportunities means, of course, after your completion of BPed or MPed or MPhil, PhD, you may get a career. That means as a PE teacher or a director of physical education or assistant professor in a university or a director of physical education in a college or in a university, sports officer in IITs and IIMs. Like there are so many opportunities are there. These are all comes under career scope. But service opportunities, why I wanted to mention service opportunities mean, because of this career, we may do a lot of service to the human society. That is what I wanted to mention, service opportunities. So I think there are n number of opportunities. I mentioned few. Once you complete your BPed or MPed or after MPhil or PhD program, we can join as a physical education teacher in school and higher secondary schools, director of physical education in universities and colleges, sports officers in IITs, IIMs, assistant professors in Department of Physical Education in various universities and colleges. We may get opportunity as a fitness specialist. Now the scope is very wider. Why? Because I think most of you will aware and you will accept because of this pandemic, people are very much worried about their health, fitness and health status. So as a physical educationist, we have very good opportunity to explore as a fitness specialist, like a personal trainer, group trainer, corporate physical fitness instructors. This is a wonderful opportunity, career opportunity we may explore. Corporate companies like IBM or big IT companies or big industries, they are worried about their productivity. Why? Because their employees are not healthy, means their productivity is affecting. So you have a very good opportunity to join as a corporate physical instructor. You may train the employees. You can go for a what I can say that on-site physical fitness program, like physical fitness activities during their workplace, in their workplace itself. We have wonderful opportunity. Only thing is we need a lot of creativity, how we can design activities in the workplace. And strength and conditioning specialist. People may think, is it relevant opportunity? Is it an opportunity for a PE teacher or PE professional? Of course, because when we study sports training methods, exercise physiology, sports biomechanics, and strength and conditioning, all these things we studied during our masters and MPhil PhD level research work. So we can get a very good opportunity as a strength and conditioning specialist. Only thing is you have to qualify additional after your masters or BPEd program or MPhil program. ACSM, American College of Sports Medicine, is there. National Strength and Conditioning Association, NSCA, is there. If you complete any diploma courses, or even in Indian universities, if you complete some strength and conditioning degrees, you may get a very good opportunity to work with the leading fitness professionals or fitness gym or whatever it is. Strength and conditioning specialist. Even strength and conditioning specialists can be appointed with all the national teams like cricket, hockey, tennis. There are a lot of scopes are available. Only thing is you have to equip, not only with your physical education degree, you have to equip your knowledge by ACSM or NSCA certifications. And then recreation worker. It is also a career scope after your physical education degree. Recreation worker means now people are not aware about what kind of recreational activities they can participate, they can do in their home situation or in their apartment or in the schools and colleges. So as a PE professionals, we can act as a recreational workers also. It is also a very good opportunity. And we may get opportunity as an athletic coach. Of course, NAS is a professional coaching course, but still we may act as an athletic coach with our limited knowledge along with qualified coaches. And of course, we are having an opportunity to work as an Arabic dance educator also. If you are good in Arabic dance, why? Because a lot of women, those who are not able to go to gym or not able to take part regular sporting activities, they are doing a lot of Arabic exercise in home itself. So we can do virtual Arabic courses, virtual Arabic programs through which we can equip their knowledge on Arabic and its importance. So through in that aspect, we may act as Arabic dance educators. And of course, the most important and latest thing is sports management, event management, sports marketing. Now, all these are very wider opportunities for our physical education professionals, like IPL, Indian Premier League, ISL. All these activities are sports activities, international activities are happening in our. I think most of you all aware about it. Actually, India is going to be the hub of all the sports events very soon because of our strong economy and population. All the sporting events are from Europe or from the American country. They are switching to India. So in future, we have a lot of professional sporting events going to be organized in India. So our professionals are having a lot of opportunity to act as an event management person or a sports marketing person likewise. And the next opportunity in the field of physical education is sports journalists and sports commentators. As I said earlier, just because you are having physical education degree, you may not be a good sports journalist. But the point is, if you have good communication skill, good writing skill, and good knowledge about the particular sport. For example, if you are a good cricketer, You may be good in writing articles on cricket. If you are a good tennis player, you may write articles on tennis. If you are good in fitness and health, you may write articles on health and fitness related in the magazines or in the dailies. And also you may get opportunity to act as a sports commentator. I think a lot of leagues are coming up. So if your communication skill is good, already you are knowledgeable in the particular sport, technical knowledge, and also a communication skill, you may be very good. You have a very good opportunity to come as a sports commentator, and you may become a sports photographer. Why? Because if you have the patience towards the photography, once you complete your master's in physical education, you join some certificate course in photography, and you may become a very good photographer in sports arena, through which you may get opportunity as a sports photographer. And of course, the next one is umpires, scorers, and referee. I think it's a well-known profession to everybody, but only thing is you have to depend federations, national and state federations. If you qualify examinations as umpire, scorer, or referee, your scope is very high. Most of the physical education professionals not aware about the importance of these kind of careers. They think actually it is the scope is very less. Of course, if you work hard for 10 years or 15 years as an umpire or a referee, you may you may end an international career, and you may make huge money through that career also. And most important point, why I highlighted movement educator, the point I highlighted in green, movement educator, that means early childhood movement education. Most of the time, I'm sorry to say this point, as a physical education teacher, after completing our bachelor's and master's, we are focusing only on competitive sports in schools and colleges. I'm not against sports, I'm not against competitive sports, but my opinion is why India is not able to achieve higher level performance in international competitions like Olympics or Commonwealth Games or Asian Games, whatever it is, or World Championship. Proper early childhood movement program. We are lacking in proper early childhood movement education program. I can assure you all, those who are in physical education profession or those who are studying in physical education now, please understand this point. Movement education is going to boom like anything. For example, kids are not able to walk properly, not able to run properly, not able to jump properly, not able to catch. When I attend one international conference, our former national badminton player and coach, Gopichan, badminton player Gopichan, gave a speech about physical literacy, and he gave an example. When he conducted badminton camp in Hyderabad in his academy, one of the elite badminton women player, he asked her to, he just throw the cork towards her to catch the cork. She's not able to catch the shuttlecock. He was really surprised because she is representing state level badminton competition, but she's not able to catch the cock properly. And he said, why? Because why she's not able to catch properly? When she asked the particular girl, why you're not able to catch properly? She said, sir, no one taught so far from my school to college about catching the cork. So what it means actually, as a PE teacher, we failed in our profession. We never taught our school kids how to walk, how to run, how to jump, how to catch. You may think actually this is not our job. Our job is only coaching. Actually speaking, it is not our job. Coaching is the job of NIS professionals or those who are qualified coaches. But PE teachers' responsibility is educating the importance of physical activity and physical education program. So that is what I'm mentioning here. Movement educator. India is going to be a hub of movement education centers very soon because of autism and all other movement disorders. People are really worrying about their kids. So if you have good knowledge about movement education, what is movement education? Very simple, a scientific approach on physical activity according to the age group, according to the gender. Like people used to say LTAD models, long-term athletic development activities. You have to start 0 to 3, what kind of activities you can teach. 3 to 6, what kind of activities you can teach. from 6 to 9, what kind of activities you can teach likewise. But as a PE teachers, we never follow these kind of programs. If somebody is following, really, it is a great pleasure and we have to appreciate them. But most of the time in school, what we are doing is only if, for example, if I'm a cricketer or if I'm a tennis player, I will focus only on coaching tennis or only coaching Kho or Kabaddi or whatever it is. We never worried about movement education. I think as a physical education teachers, we have to accept this. For example, in a school or in a college, if you're working as a PE teacher or a physical education director, some 1,500 to 2,000 students studying in a college. How many of them in sports in the particular school or in a college? Maybe 10% of the population, right? Maybe around 150 students or 200 students maximum in various sports and games. But what about remaining 1,800 or 1,300 students are they're doing actually? Simply they are coming, no physical activity, no education about physical literacy. So as a PE teacher, as a physical director, we are failed in our job in schools and colleges. It is not to criticize anybody, including myself, I'm saying actually. So the point is, we have to act as a movement educator. So a very simple meaning is, when you work in school as an early childhood movement educator, for example, with the primary level school teacher, if you got opportunity to teach hurdles, use banana hurdles or some balloons or some plastic balls or cans, ask them to jump over the hurdles, banana hurdles, a smaller one, banana hurdles, training hurdles, ask them to jump over the balloons. Likewise, if you educate the basics of hurdling, automatically the fear of hurdle will be overcome by the students. But the problem is, we never teach about hurdling or takeoff, landing, all those things in the early ages in a proper way. Suddenly, directly, if you introduce them into competition, the fear of hurdles comes. Naturally, by seeing 110 meters hurdles in the classroom of 10th or 12th, they are not able to compete properly. They are not able to secure medal. Similarly, hockey or tennis or cricket, whatever it is, most of the time we are focusing only on competitive sports. I think most of our fraternity people will accept my point. As a PE teacher, we have to educate the importance of physical activity and physical literacy, need an importance of movement education. But most of the time we act as a coaches. Of course, it is one of the career, there is no doubt. Those who are outstanding in coaching profession can do. But most of the time, all the PE teachers are working as a coaches in schools and colleges. That may be the reason we are not able to excel in higher level performance. And the last opportunity, it is not the last opportunity. In my presentation, I gave a last opportunity, police and paramilitary officers. If you complete your BPED or MPED program, you have a lot of opportunity. Since you are fit enough, you are doing a lot of activity in morning and evening, and you are taking part in physical activities and sports during your education time, your opportunity to join in police and paramilitary is very high because you have a lot of fitness. Easily you will get the scope for got selected. And the next is, as I said, these are all common opportunities and common challenges. After this pandemic, what are the opportunities and challenges we are going to see later. So next is challenges of physical education and sports personnel in general. In general means generally what are the challenges we are facing in our country. Inadequate provision of facilities and equipment and teaching materials. Of course, this is the biggest challenge we are facing as a PE teacher, even in universities, when we work in the professional colleges also, because most of the time administrators will never give importance for physical education and sports professionals, sports programs. So lack of facilities, lack of equipment, lack of teaching materials. Biggest challenge in front of you people. I think most of our professional people will accept this point. So we are facing this challenge because in case if you have some 40 to 60 students in a classroom in a physical education class, you have only some 5 or 6 balls or only some 8 hurdles, or javelin means very less number of javelin, or any sport equipment or any facility you take an example. Lack of infrastructure, sports infrastructure, like there is no indoor stadium. Even in universities, there is no indoor stadium nowadays. Even after regular instruction given by UGC or NCT, whatever it is. Sometimes universities and colleges are never giving importance for the infrastructure facilities. And the second challenge we are facing is large class size. When you work in a school as a PE teacher, or when you work in a college as a physical director, when the population is more, we are not able to manage our class properly. Naturally, because we are dealing human beings, like teaching mathematics or science, you cannot teach for 100 people or 60 people in a classroom. We can teach easily, subjective way. But when you come to playground or in a fitness center, it is very difficult to manage huge people. We cannot give individual attention. So sometimes it may lead to injury. So we have to be very careful. It's a very big challenge. Large class sizes. Of course, most of the time in our condition, Indian condition, whenever if any subject teacher is absent, they will say, okay, go to PE class. He will manage any number of students. That is the condition. That is a problem. That is a big challenge. But still, as a PE professionals, we are facing and we are successfully handling it. That is a different issue, but it is a big challenge in front of us. Physical education and sports are not in curriculum. I think it is the biggest challenge in front of we people. Why? So far, even national education policy people are saying sports is going to be compulsory. I'm not sure how much it is very effective, but still date, physical education sports are not in curriculum. Maybe it is an extracurricular or co-curricular activity. So when it is extracurricular or co-curricular, naturally the importance is very less. So it is a big challenge. Why? If it is once it is a co-curricular activity or extracurricular activity, most of the parents or even students will never give importance for the physical education program. Only those who are having interest or parental motivation, they are coming to physical education sports classes properly. Otherwise, it is a big challenge for us. And the amount of time dedicated to physical education has been diminished in the school curriculum throughout the world. Not only throughout the world, sorry, not only in India, throughout the world. Lot of research findings, whether it is a developed nation like America, even though they are winning a lot of medals in Olympics, or you can take example of United Kingdom. Lot of people, juvenile obesity is the biggest challenge they are facing. Young kids are obese in nature. Why? Because the amount of time dedicated for physical education classes has been drastically diminished or reduced. Why? Because if any examination comes, immediately the circular will come. There is no physical education classes up to the examination. Actually, there are so many research findings. I'm not talking about research finding means just articles written by somebody. Scientifically proven, we can say like control studies also very clearly indicates when you take part physical activity or sports activity, it is very beneficial for your academic. But the problem is parents or teachers, I'm sorry to say this, actually even subject teachers, other subject teachers are not ready to accept this point. Most of the time, they never allow kids to take part in physical activity. When I did my schoolings in a village, yeah, weekly twice we have mass drill program, like calisthenic exercises or dumbbells we used to do. But nowadays we are saying most scientific physical education curriculum we are following. But the problem is we don't have a physical education at all in schools and colleges. We are having only competitive sports. So that is another challenge, and lack of adequate trained teachers in educational institutions. Lack of additional trained teachers in educational institutions means there are so many trained physical education professionals in the society after completing their BPed or MPed, even with MPhil, PhD. But the point is, in government schools or in aided schools or in private schools, very limited number of physical education teachers were appointed. Even a lot of GOs are available. For example, 200 students means one physical director is supposed to be there. For every 40 students, one PE teacher is supposed to be appointed. But they never give any importance for physical education professionals. Only one director, or maybe even sometimes in schools and colleges, there is no physical director at all. All the PE sessions will be handled by subject teachers. They think physical education can be handled by anybody. So that is also a biggest challenge in front of us. So lack of adequate trained teachers in educational institutions is a very, very big challenge. So we are compromising the health and fitness of our kids. Please understand the point. and lack of interesting scientific curriculum. Of course, it is a very, very big challenge in front of we people. We don't have a scientific curriculum. After, I think, when H.C. Buck started physical education in India in the year 1920, he started a curriculum, and after that, we followed US-based curriculums and UK-based curriculums sometimes, like hoops, dumbbells, all these things are just copy-paste kind. But after that, even if you see the curriculum of BPEd or MPEd programs nowadays, you can see the references 1970, 1965, 1980, the reference books materials. Why? Because we never involved in any update of the science curriculum, especially scientific way. I'm sorry to say, a lot of corporate companies, like, not to finding fault on anyone, actually, in general, my view, like Leap Start, EduSport, or Sports Gurukul, they are all making huge money, and they are saying they are having a most scientific physical education curriculum. If you see, all the PE teachers, those who are working in that school, for example, a Leap Start is appointing subject experts in the particular school. Physical education teachers also there, but most of the PE teachers are doing the job of taking attendance, maintaining the discipline, all those things. This corporate companies appointed PE professionals, they are taking care of physical activities, and they never coach. If you watch the program, they never coach. They have after school PE program, in that they go for coaching, but most of the time they are involving a lot of movement education. That is what I earlier said. We failed to do our job as a movement educators. So a lot of corporate companies are coming and they are making huge money, and we are not able to give a most scientific curriculum. For example, LTAD, Long-Term Athlete Development Program. So one of the finest program given by Canadian Athletic Commission. We don't have those kind of programs in our country. We just simply follow the same curriculum, whatever it was introduced by H.C. Buck or whoever it is. Actually, I think maybe around 1960s. After that, the same curriculum we are following. There is no update. Maybe we are changing the units, first unit into third unit into second unit. Likewise, we are modifying the content, but the same curriculum we are following. And the next challenge we are facing is virtual PE class. Of course, now during this pandemic, all schools and colleges are conducting online classes through various learning management system, LMS. But physical education teachers, whether they are conducting effective physical education online classes, there is a question mark. Why? Because lack of technology or lack of knowledge on using virtual platform. It is a big challenge in front of we people. Even when you want to become a qualified referee or a qualified coach, technological support is very much needed in this era. So earlier we used to score in the paper for tennis officiating or cricket umpiring, whatever it is, as a scorer. But now palm top or sophisticated technology-oriented equipments are available. If you are not able to update those things, you will be sidelined by somebody. So challenge in front of our profession is lack of technology and lack of using technology. That is the most important thing. In this point of time, I wanted to quote one very important proverb. When I attended my orientation program in the year 2001, it's an educational technology orientation program. One professor, I forget her name, but she gave this quote: technology will never replace a teacher. Please understand the point. Technology will never replace any teacher. But a teacher who is good in using technology will replace a teacher who doesn't use technology effectively. That is the most important thing. So PE professionals, those who are not having good knowledge in technology or lack of use of technology, please update yourself. Otherwise, you will be thrown out by somebody, those who are good in that actually. So it's not a criticism. It is a fact. Please understand the point. And most important challenge in my point of view as a physical education professor in the Department of Physical Education, what I feel is actually lack of research attitude in physical education and sports. I'm not sure about other profession. Surely in the field of physical education sports, lack of research attitude. But a lot of research is happening in school, in universities and colleges for MPhil level program and PhD level program. There is no doubt. But most of the physical research are simply research. My teacher used to say research. That means whatever is already done, we are again copying and pasting, we are getting degree. I'm not complaining or I'm not criticizing anybody. In general, since as a PhD professional, I wanted to develop my profession. I wanted to give a clear idea about it actually. That is what. The research work is very basic or very simple. We can publish the same in a quality journals if you have interest. So that is the biggest challenge in front of we people. And the next challenge is physical education does not have the same academic reputation and importance as other classes. This is a personal thing actually. Most of the time, when you say I'm a PE teacher, I have a PE profession, more people are not recognizing. That is the biggest challenge in front of PE profession. Why? Because they think actually physical education is not an academic one. It is just a time pass. Whenever there is no teacher in the school or there is no if absence of a particular teacher, mathematics or science teacher, okay, allow the kids to take part in physical education program. And most of the time what we are thinking, PE means only just playing football or playing cricket. That's it. It is not. Physical education is totally different. And sports is a part of physical education. Of course, sports is having very important role to let out your energy in a positive way. It has a very important role, there is no doubt, but still we are always treated as a secondary one. That means we don't have the same academic reputation and importance along with other classes. And the last challenge, in my view, inclusive physical education and sports. After so many years of physical education, after almost 1920, it was initiated by H.C. Buck. Now almost 100 years, but still we don't have a quality inclusive physical education program. What is the meaning of inclusive physical education means? We have Special Olympic separately, we have adapted physical education separately, but the problem is we don't have an inclusive physical education or inclusive sports policies or curriculum. That is the biggest challenge. Why? Because we are always avoiding some group of people. That is the biggest challenge in people having. So we have to develop inclusive physical education policies, inclusive physical education experience. We never neglect anybody based on their challenge, whatever they have. So special children or challenge, gifted children, whatever it is, we can term. We have to include them. We have, along with the normal people, during our physical education and sports activities.
Sir, excuse me. Are you taking questions right now? Or?
Yes, of course, please.
Yeah, you talked about this research in PE and sports. Can you elaborate on that, like how it can be developed? Like
yes, actually, yes, sir, it's a very interesting question.
Yeah,
it's an interesting question. Most of the people thinking that physical education, whether you have a research activity in physical education, of course, for example, during if you go to village, Pongal festival or any event, social event, women do a lot of skipping exercises and they will play silly jumping exercises, all those things. Why? Because in those days itself, our ancestors designed activities according to their gender and according to their need. When women or kids do a lot of jumping exercises, especially high impact exercises. That means high impact means what? If your landing contact is more, automatically it is a high impact. Skipping is a high impact. Cycling is a non-impact sport actually. Swimming is a non-impact sport. So walking is a moderate impact sport or moderate impact activity. Volleyball is a very high impact sport actually. So whenever you are involving high impact activities, your BMD, bone mineral density, that means after 45 years or 50 years, you can see in your house itself, your mother or your wife or whoever it is, they are not able to sit or get up early. They feel some strain on their knee joint or hip joint or in their weight bearing joints. Why? Because they lose their bone mineral density amount, through which it leads to osteoporosis or some other bone related diseases. When you do physical activity, it is a kind of investment. Whenever I took classes for the general population, I used to say, instead of investing in LIC policy, invest in physical activity. It will give a good return during your ages, in the age of 45, 50. Most important point, you cannot avoid, please understand the point, you cannot avoid these kind of problems, but we can postpone. Instead of getting the same in the age of 45, we can postpone to 55 or 60. So for that, if you explain the same to common people, they will not accept. If you do quality research, when you prove the same through research, then they will understand, oh, is it. Even now, the scenario, you take example, COVID-19. People are saying, if you practice pranayama, if you do this yoga, it is very beneficial for COVID-19. It will prevent or it will postpone, likewise. But if you have a scientific data, then only the community will accept, the society will accept you. For that reason, we need quality research in physical education profession. Then only people will recognize, okay, physical education is also a very important academic program. Right. So even that is what I said, lack of research in the field of physical education, through which we are not recognized properly.
Yes, got it.
Yeah. So the next, if any other questions?
Sir, we will go for a presentation first, sir, and then last we will take the questions, sir.
Oh, okay, sir. Fine. Right. Thank you. So next, we saw the opportunities and challenges in general. Now, after this COVID-19, because of this pandemic, what are the challenges and possibilities or opportunities we have? Even though because of this pandemic, we have a lot of challenges, there is no doubt, but still we have some opportunities also because of this pandemic. From my point of view, when I go through some articles and magazines, I got some idea about it actually. I will explain one by one. See, final exit from COVID-19 still at a distance. We don't know when this pandemic is going to complete, when we are going to reach our normal life, whether it is possible or not, still it is a question mark. So it has caused the most significant disruption to our Indian sports and physical education fraternity. There is no doubt, because there is no sports activity, there is no physical education classes, there is no gym. Now slowly they are reviving. World sports and Indian sports have started to revive slowly. There is no doubt, but still stand still. We are not able to conduct our physical education program in a proper way because of this COVID-19. And the Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports now has cleared the way for training. Now only they are permitting to undergo training, but still what we saw day before yesterday, I saw after starting training program, badminton academy, I think one player and one coach was tested positive. Suddenly they stopped all the activity. So this is the problem we are facing actually. We are not able to do our activity in a proper way because of this COVID-19 situation. And stakeholders have started the reviving process. Of course, there is no doubt BCCI is going to organize IPL tournaments in UAE, and ISL also planning to start their Premier League in Goa. And even Government of India wanted to reopen schools and colleges soon. But the problem is, we don't know, is it advisable, or what are the challenges we are going to face because of this COVID-19? That is what we are going to discuss one by one. Of course, there is no doubt the COVID-19 pandemic has caused the most significant disruption worldwide sporting calendar since World War II. After World War II, all the sporting events and even Olympic was postponed, rescheduled because of this pandemic. So it is happening only after Second World War. So this is a very pathetic scenario we are facing across the world, and to varying degrees. Sports events have been cancelled or postponed. Not necessarily a elite tournament, any school level or college level or national level or state level or international sporting arena. Everything, varying degrees, sports events have been cancelled or postponed. Even today, I saw in the newspapers, a lot of tennis players are not ready to take part in US Open. Even though they are ready to conduct sports US Open tennis tournament, a lot of athletes are not ready to take part because of this pandemic fear. 2020 Summer Olympics in Tokyo were rescheduled to 2021. Of course, sometimes it is an advantage for some athletes, and most of the athletes are fearing about how to maintain their peak form up to 2021. They are not able to take part in training properly. They are not able to get guidance from the elite athletes, sorry, elite coaches. So that is the biggest problem they are facing. Spectators have no games to watch and players no games to play. This is the biggest problem we are facing because of COVID-19. No games, no. I think some sports are reviving, but still not fully. So what are the challenges after COVID-19 as a physical education and sports personnel we are going to face? Fitness and performance enhancement. We are not able to enhance our fitness and performance because of COVID-19. From the month of March, I think in the beginning of March till date, our athletes, our school. See, we are always talking about elite athletes. At least elite athletes, those who are going to take part in Olympic, they are undergoing training in SAI or in even in abroad sometimes. But the problem is national level, state level, or university athletes. They are not able to do any physical activity. They are not able to do any proper training because of this COVID-19 challenge, COVID-19 problem. So naturally, their fitness. I think as a physical education professionals and sports professionals, we are very known. We very much aware about it actually. Detraining and its impact. When you stop your training, even for 10 days or 15 days, your speed will reduce. Just imagine for so many months, 5-6 months, we are not able to do any proper training. Naturally, detraining effect, sorry, will affect their fitness and also their performance enhancement. And the next challenge is equipment and playfield maintenance. Just imagine all our universities and colleges, we have a lot of giant indoor stadiums and a lot of equipments like treadmill or fitness equipments in the fitness centers. We are not able to maintain properly. We are not able to utilize it properly. Naturally, it's the biggest challenge in front of we people. How we are going to use those playfields, use those equipments according to SOP, standard operating procedures. Because the challenge is SOP. We can say easily, SOP is very simple, but it is very, very difficult. Because, for example, if you go to gym, once a particular person completed his fitness schedule, then you have to clean all the equipments or disinfect. Then only the external supposed to do. Is it advisable or is it possible in some schools and colleges when 1,000 students or 2,000 students using fitness centers or playfields? It is the biggest challenge in front of we people. And the revenue generation, very, very big problem we are facing. We are going to face also. Why? Because earlier, when you want to conduct some tournaments in school level or college level or university level or even international level, lot of sponsors are ready to sponsor. But now, if you go for sponsor, what they will say, because of this pandemic, we don't have any income. So naturally, it is very difficult for them to give sponsorship. So you will not get any sponsorship for conducting tournaments, whether it is university level tournament or college level tournament or even IPL. Even IPL is facing the same problem. So this is the biggest problem or challenge we are going to face. And the next one is organization of tournaments. It is very, very tough organizing tournament. Of course, elite tournaments like IPL, ISL, they are planning to start because they have huge money and they have a very good setup. But just imagine inter-university competitions or inter-collegiate tournaments. It is very, very tough because we cannot control. We don't have much what I can say that manpower to control tournament activities. So really, it's a very big challenge in front of the people. So how we are going to organize tournaments and how we are going to organize physical activity in schools and colleges. And next one is very important challenge in front of the people is state of women's tournament. For example, in general itself, there is a partiality between men and women tournament. Whether it is a cricket or it is a tennis or it is hockey or in athletics, whatever it is, less opportunities and we always have partiality in organizing. But because of this challenge, naturally, when the sponsors are less, when the sponsor opportunity is very less, we will cut down a lot of women tournaments. I think in the magazines already Indian women cricketers started complaining about it actually. BCCI is not given opportunity for women cricketers. They are focusing only on men tournament. Similarly, football, hockey, whatever it is. So this partiality will increase. It is the biggest challenge in front of the people, how we are going to manage. and professional sponsors for athletes. Of course, not only for conducting tournament, professional sponsors for athletes. Earlier, some colleges or some NGOs or some corporate companies will give sponsors for the athletes to train them for their training program, all those things. But now, because of this pandemic, naturally they are also facing crisis, economic crisis. So now getting sponsors is a very big challenge in front of we people, and competitions and calendars. How we are going to design our competition calendar in schools and colleges or inter-university tournaments, because when the universities and colleges opening, I don't know when we are going to open our colleges and universities, when things are normal, then how we are going to plan our competition, because there is no competition so far. So a lot of associations, a lot of federations wanted to conduct their competitions in a simultaneous way. So it's a very big challenge for us to organize our competitions and calendars, giving preference to which sport or which event. That is also a big challenge for us. And fan engagement, of course, when we conduct tournaments or sporting events, how we are going to engage our spectators. That is a big challenge in front of we people. I'm not talking only about international events. I'm talking about university level or college level. If somebody wants to witness the sporting events in universities and colleges, how we are going to engage properly, because when you conduct tournament, naturally people will have the interest to witness, but when they come, what kind of SOP, standard operating procedures, that we are going to follow, that is a big challenge in front of we people. So far, I don't think so that UGC or higher education or school education never come with any SOP so far. And the last challenge in front of we people is job opportunities. Job opportunity means, actually, because of this pandemic, a lot of job cut, especially those who are working in private industries. For example, a PE teacher in a government school or a physical director in a government college, they are okay, they are getting salary properly. But the problem is, even in that case also, some governments giving restriction on it, actually. But the problem is, sorry, in the face of COVID-19, many millions of job cuts globally, especially on coaches, fitness instructors, gym personals, tourism, all these things. They lost their job and they are not able to get their livelihood. They are not able to lead their livelihood properly. So we don't have, even Government of India don't have any policy on private jobs. Simply they will send you off. Even the situation is very worse. Actually, the contracted jobs, like support staffs in the playground, like a marker or water boy, or whoever it is. Even in a college, those who are appointed in contract basis as a coach, as a trainer, they are all simply removed by the management or by the organization. They are not able to survive properly. So these are the problems we are facing when it comes to job opportunities. And finally, Indian sports structure. This is the Indian sports structure. If you see the chart, it is very clear. Government of India, Indian sports, first is Government of India, and then central government, and then state government. Under central government, Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports. Under MIAS, SAI, Association of India, SAI, Sports Authority of India, AIU, Association of Indian University, School Game Federation of India, and then IOA, Indian Olympic Association, State Olympic Association, National Sports Federations, State Sports Authorities, and Professional League. All these things comes under central government. When it comes to state government, State Sports Ministry, State Sports Council. So this is a sports structure of India. So challenges for the MIAS. We have to talk, actually, what are the challenges in front of Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports? Of course, the corporate companies are having a challenge. Similarly, MIAS also having a challenge. Why? Because when the Government of India revenue is less because of this pandemic, naturally the budget allocation towards MIAS also less. They will cut the support to MIAS, Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports. So financial management is the biggest problem. Allotted budget amount may not be released. Surely they are not able to release the budget amount MIAS will not get the budget amount from the central government. Even state governments are complaining. They are not able to get proper money from the central government for this COVID management. So naturally, they will not give much importance for these sports and other activities. So need to act as per guidelines given by Finance Ministry. MIAS is supposed to act according to the Finance Ministry. They cannot decide on their own. So that is the biggest challenge. And clear spending plan must be evolved. After this COVID or due to this COVID, clear spending plan must be evolved. That is the biggest challenge they have. Sometimes they may cut, for example, 30% cut or 40% cut for athletes, 40% salary cut for the coaches. Likewise, they may implement so many financial regulations. So that is the biggest challenge before MIAS, Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports. Challenges for Sports Authority of India. What kind of challenges SOI is facing? Implementation of SOP. This is the biggest challenge in front of Sports Authority of India. Standard operating procedure. We can give standard operating procedure in 30 page or 40 page simply, but whether it is followed by all the federations, all the coaches, all the athletes properly, that is a very big challenge in front of we people. Unless otherwise self-discipline is there, it is very difficult to follow SOP. So given by World Health Organization and given by MIAS. World Health Organization is giving some SOP guidelines. Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports is giving SOP guidelines. We have to follow the both. And another important thing is SOP is subject to changes. That is also a big challenge we have. For example, in Pondicherry, the situation is different. In Goa, the situation is different. In Delhi, the situation is different. In Bangalore, the situation is different. So we cannot follow the SOP as such given by MIAS or World Health Organization. So it is subject to changes according to the situation. That is also a biggest challenge we have. And task force to be set up at all centers to spread this and to follow proper SOP. We have to form a task force in all the centers of Sports of India, nook and corner of India, through which only we can face this challenge. Reviving the stadiums under control, sanitizing and disinfecting, that is a big challenge. Sanitizing and disinfecting is a very, very big challenge. After using the stadium or after using the fitness centers or swimming pool, especially swimmers, very big challenge in front of them, sanitizing and disinfecting. More stringent measures for incoming sports person. Allowing of training should be paced properly. So once they start training after this pandemic, allowing of training should be paced properly. That means they should not show, I think yesterday I saw an article, if athletes start aggressive training because of 4 or 5 months, like a stoppage of training.
Sir, your voice is breaking, sir.
Hello, can you hear now? Is it okay now? Hello. Allowing of training should be paced properly. That means don't show any aggressiveness on training aspects. Don't try to attain the same fitness or same performance you have in the month of March. So you need a proper plan. That is what a periodization plan to attain the peak form in a proper way. And making all institutions functional under SOI. That means we have to ensure all the institutions are functioning properly as per the guidelines given by Sports Authority of India. So a lot of challenges in front of SOI. Difficulty in formulating annual coaching plan. Of course, very big challenge in front of them, formulating annual coaching plan. Why? Because elite athletes are already in training, but in state level, they didn't started coaching at all. So periodizing the training plan after this COVID or during this COVID is a very big challenge for them. And participation in international tournaments. Of course, even athletes are ready to participate. They have their fitness, proper fitness and their performance. But again, the problem is approval from the ministry to take part in the international event. And another thing is approval from the organizing people. For example, US is conducting some tournament. Particular team wanted to participate from India. They have to permit Indian team to take part. So likewise, there are so many challenges in front of Sports Authority of India. Getting nod from the government, complying with the health norms of the host country. That is what I said actually. The host country have some guidelines, health norms. If you are not able to meet, then it is very difficult to take part in the competition. So international flight operations restricted by the government. That is a big challenge in front of the elite athletes. And for our national level athletes, so far there is no transportation, train or bus in a proper way. So reaching venue is a very big challenge, or reaching a competition venue is itself a very big challenge faced by Sports Authority of India. Challenges for Association of Indian University and School Game Federation of India. Reopening of educational institutions not yet decided. So far, even conducting final semester examinations, universities and colleges, we are not able to get a clear nod from the UGC or by the Supreme Court. So we are not able to plan when we are going to open our education institutions, how we are going to conduct as a PE professionals, physical education activities in school and colleges. All those things are a very big challenge in front of the people. Similarly, with the AAU and School Game Federation of India. Non-commencement of sports at schools and colleges and universities. We don't know when we are going to start. See, we are only focusing about elite athletes and their performance, those who are going to take part in Olympic. But what about the athletes, those who in schools and colleges? What about their retraining effect? What about their nutrition aspects? What about their psychological counseling? We never worried about it actually. It's a very big challenge in grassroots level for us. Difficult to continue with the present format and schedule. Of course, we cannot conduct our tournaments and events according to the present format. Why? If the situation is normal, it is fine. Otherwise, SOP and traveling, huge crowd when gather, it is very difficult to conduct tournaments and events. So it is very difficult to continue the same format. Sometimes we have to change our format. Even sometimes we have to change our rules and regulations of sports and games in future. Maybe if the COVID situation continues. No SOP released by the government so far for schools and colleges and universities. Already they have SOP for SOI and allied coaching aspects, but schools and colleges and for the universities, so far there is no SOP. Yesterday, I go through an e-article. Last month, United States of America opened their schools and colleges. The thing is, within 15 days, 1 lakh school students got positive COVID situation. Just imagine a country which is saying that they are best developed nation, but they are not able to control the situation. Just imagine if you open our schools and colleges and conducting physical activity and physical education program, it's really very tough. It is a very big challenge in front of the people. Challenges for the national sports federations, conducting national camps, inability to follow the schedule, sports persons fear or not willing to attend camp. Naturally, even sometimes sports persons are ready to take part, but parents are not ready to allow them to take part. Why? Because the situation is not really conducive. They have fear of their life, fear of their in Chinese articles, those who recovered from COVID-19, please understand the point. People are thinking we are sports person, we have good immunity. So even if COVID-19 affects us, we can survive easily. Of course, we can survive. There is no doubt. There is no need to fear about it. But the point is, a lot of research findings comes. Those who recover from COVID-19 also having some side effects. They are not able to lead their normal life in China. So we have to be very careful. So don't take any drastic measures without proper SOP or proper guidelines by school education or college education or university level setup. So all these are very big problems or challenges in front of we people after COVID, especially as a physical education professionals. But still, we have some possibilities. This is the final part of my presentation. What are the possibilities of physical education professionals and sport professional because of COVID-19? Of course, the first possibility is we learn new concepts. When challenge comes, when opportunity comes, when problem comes, we will find a solution. Similarly, because of this pandemic, we can find new concepts, virtual learning, virtual training. Likewise, there are new opportunities or new concepts we can develop to conduct our physical education program in future in schools and colleges and universities. And second one is, most important possibility is reflect your own work. Most of the time, we follow the sport training programs given by USSR, sport training guidelines given by US or other international coaches. So this opportunity will help to reflect our own work. We can think about various opportunities in a innovative way of training, innovative way of coaching, innovative way of teaching physical education program. So it reflects our own work. That is the biggest possibility we have. And the third one is innovation to our field. We can give a lot of innovation in this situation. For example, somebody may come up with, sir, this method is very good for training our athletes in home itself. Instead of measuring 1 RM, we can suggest this method. Or instead of measuring VO2 max, this method is, for example, when we train our athletes, we always follow VO2 max or fixing intensity based on maximum heart rate, all those things. But there is a simple method is named as perceived exertion, rate of perceived exertion, RPE. That means when you perform the activity, we can go for a talk test. Whether you feel convenient when you perform this exercise. If I say yes, if I'm talking continuously when I perform exercise, it is low intensity. I'm giving answer, but not able to give proper answer, so it is moderate. When somebody is asking me when I'm running a treadmill, if I'm not able to interact with them, it shows that I'm doing a high intensity exercise. Likewise, we can modify our approaches in an innovative way instead of using traditional method. And hello.
Sir, you can go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah,
you can go ahead, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Sorry.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, possible. Okay. And innovation, and then more time with the family and friends is the most important possibility. As a physical education personnel, as a coach, as a trainer, lot of time you are spending in universities and colleges and traveling with the team, as a manager, coach, as a psychologist. We don't have time to spend with family and friends. But this pandemic gave a very great opportunity to spend a lot of time with our family and friends. That itself a very big possibility as an individual. And more time for our health. Of course, we are teaching and we are preaching about importance of health and fitness, but we never worried about our health and fitness. Most of the PE teachers, we have to take care of our health and fitness. So this is a great opportunity to show ourselves as an example, as a model to our children, model to our society. When you do a lot of physical activity, we can post the same in YouTube and social platforms through which they can equip their knowledge and they can equip their importance of health. And the sixth one is the biggest possibility in front of we people is during this pandemic, we can attend webinars, conferences, and training programs in online, like SOUNDARYA Institute is organizing FDP. This itself a great possibility for physical education professionals. So it's a great opportunity through which we can enhance our knowledge. Don't waste our time simply sitting or watching TV. Through attending webinars and conferences, we can equip our professional knowledge, professional information. We can gather a lot. And the next important possibility is we can equip teaching online programs, digital transformation, exploring new things actually. So for example, LMS, learning management system. Earlier, if somebody is not good in using Google Meet, somebody is not good using Zoom platform, or somebody is not good in using Moodle classroom platform. Now we are getting opportunity to explore and we are getting opportunity to use those platforms through which we are equipping our knowledge and we are teaching through online. And the next possibility is legal reform in sports contact works. This is the most important possibility we have to think about. As a physical education professionals, all our professional friends, please, this is a very important possibility. We have to think and implement properly. Legal reform in sports contract works. That means simply any institution or any organization or any private organization, they cannot throw any physical education professionals out of job. We have to create a legal reformation. We have to create a legal binding. Especially organizations like Pefi, all those things, they have to work with legal people to frame a legal reformation. You cannot simply throw anyone, those who are in contract posts during this pandemic. Just simply think about their situation. For example, 20,000, 10,000 rupees they are getting salary. If they are not able to get 10,000, 20,000 during this pandemic for 5 months, 6 months, I don't know how many months they are going to face. And there is no grant from the government also. For example, some federations or some organizations are getting grant, but whether the fitness instructors, gym owners are getting any grant from the government, any relief from the government, there is no relief from the government side. So we have to think about it. That is a big possibility we have. And last one, innovative research in sports and physical education. Of course, this is a very big possibility we have. We have to do our research activity innovatively. Don't simply see the research activity that is already proven in developed countries. According to our scenario, we can do a lot of research innovatively and come with a lot of solution. And most important thing, the final one I wanted to give, when I go through an article in a press interview given by Abhinav Bindra, I think 2 months or 1 month before, the biggest possibility in front of our coaches and physical education professionals is during this pandemic period, foreign coaches and trainers will not come to India because a lot of struggles and a lot of problems they have. So it is a great opportunity for we people to involve as a trainer, as a coach, as a physical education professionals. So educate yourself, occupy all those opportunities, so through which we have very good opportunity to excel in our profession. So I think with this, is it okay, sir, or we have time to continue?
Now we're going for questions, sir, I think.
Yeah. So thank you for this opportunity.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, yeah, some of the questions has come from through YouTube and Twitter and other social media. Few questions, sir, I'm going to dictate it to you. Sir, you can answer the questions. Sir.
Yeah, please.
Sir, for the first question, the YouTube from Dheeraj KB. Favorism and political influence has been challenged for a force personal from history. How can an individual person, force person overcome this problem? This is the first question.
Of course, it's a very big debatable thing. Individually, you cannot overcome. Even in individual sports also, politics play a role, we are saying. Actually, what we think, team sports, a lot of politics and a lot of influence will be there. But even in individual sports also, even if you perform, there are a lot of political issues, a lot of individual nepotism, all those things are happening. The only thing is, when you teach students in physical education classes or in sports scenario, we have to avoid winning somehow mindset. We have to educate them. Sports is a platform. It avoids inequalities. All those things we have to educate. Only through those way we can develop, and we should be a role model for them. When you act as a physical education teacher or a coach, when you select team in your school and college, don't give any nepotism or favorism to anyone. So naturally, after some period, the social responsibility or the scenario will change. That is the only thing. You cannot change anything within a day.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Rightly said, sir. Sir, another question is the Suman from YouTube. At maximum institutions, sports and physical education department are same. What is your view about the separation of sports from physical education department? They asked the question, sir.
Sir, actually, frankly speaking, sports is part of physical education. Physical education is a very broad area. So if you have a physical education department, their job is educating about the importance of physical activity and teaching physical education curriculum. Of course, sports is also very important. Why? Because you can channelize your energy, your kids' energy in a proper way, in a structured way. For example, kids are having a lot of abundant energy. So when you permit them to take part in sports activities like hockey, boxing, kho-kho, they are spending their energy in the right path. especially in an organized way within the regulations of the sport. So if you want to, if you have a lot of energy, you come and fight as in the manner of boxing. You come and fight in the manner of judo. Likewise, of course, we need two separate platform. Physical education is totally different. Sports is totally different, but both are interrelated. There is no doubt. But we have to handle in a different way. Even as a PE professional, I feel our higher education department, we need teaching department separate, research department separate. Why I'm saying this actually, most of the time, somebody those who are good in teaching, not good in research. Somebody those who are good in research, not good in teaching. But when you forcefully ask them to do research, what they are doing, they are manipulating the research and they are publishing papers and they are getting into trouble. Similarly, those who are not good in teaching, you are forcing them to teach and they are spoiling the younger mind. So we have to be very careful. Physical education and sports are interrelated, there is no doubt. But physical education stream is different, sports stream is different. Those who are having good knowledge in both, you can contribute both, or otherwise separation is always an ideal thing in my view. Yes, sir, please.
Sir, last one more question. Sir, Lucky Deepa is being asked this question, sir. She has done MPEd, working in private school as a PE teacher. She wants to do diploma course in fitness and sports for their MP. MPEd is compulsory? They're asking the question, sir.
No, sir, actually, to do diploma, any degree is enough, actually. But if they have master degree program in physical education, naturally they have good advantage. So immediately they can equip their knowledge easily. They can follow the curriculum because already they have some basic idea about anatomy, physiology, kinesiology, all those subject knowledge. So naturally it helps them to learn easily. Somebody from other subject also can go for a diploma program in fitness, but the problem is understanding level may be different. So those who are having masters or bachelors in physical education, it is easy for them to follow.
Sir, one more question to our colleague. He is asking, he will be connected.
Sir, your session was really very inspiring for me. Even at one point of time, even I thought even I could have been one of the physical education director. It was really that awesome, sir. But however, I have one question, sir. That is, favorism and partiality has been a challenge for all the sports personnel from days immemorial, sir. So how can an individual sports person can overcome that, sir? Because I myself was a national level volleyball player in my schools and colleges. But over a period of time, I was not given that opportunity to build up my skills. So like this, I feel a lot of sports personnel in schools and colleges are facing this issue. How can an individual overcome this, sir?
That's what, sir, actually even the same answer I gave before. See, it is very difficult country like India to avoid favorism or overcome all those issues. But only thing is, we have to start practice moral responsibility from grassroots. That is what I'm saying actually. When you work as a PE teacher, see, very simple, sir. In our home, if my kid is very angry or he's not respecting elders, means what is the reason? He is or she is learning from parents only. When we behave like that, automatically kids are also learning the same by seeing we people and following the same. But what we are saying actually, behave properly, speak properly. Likewise, we are scolding them. So the same issue in our society. When you work as a PE teacher, when you work as a coach in schools and colleges or universities, when you select team, go by merit, give opportunity by merit. Don't go for any favoritism or we are facing a lot of challenges when we conduct tournaments in inter-university or inter-collegiate level. We have to give opportunity for this college. We have to give opportunity for this institution. We have to give opportunity for this boy because he belongs to this community or this political party. Likewise, a lot of pressures may come. We have to avoid all those things. And if you are a role model from the grassroots level, automatically the people, those who are studying under you or coaching under you or training under you will follow the same when they become the trainers or coaches, and automatically the scenario will change in the society. You cannot change, somebody will come and change. It's not possible. So first initiate in grassroots level, as a PE teacher, as a trainer, as a coach, as a headmaster, as a management trustee, whoever it is. Don't recognize or don't encourage any of those means. Naturally, you can avoid all those issues after some time.
So this is the last question from our management people, sir.
Yes,
It is
sir,
Varun
please.
Kumar, sir. Varun Kumar,
Yes,
sir,
sir.
please, sir.
Yes, sir. Yeah, sir. You talked about the movement education, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, any resources or anything more in which people can be trained in that?
Yes, sir. As I said, India is going to be the hub of movement education centers. Why? Because a lot of problem young kids are facing, like not able to, for example, special children or physically challenged children, or you can say that autism. A lot of, for example, every 10 child or every 20 child, 1 or 2 childs are having this issue, autism, and lack of proper movement. All these things are parents are worrying about it. Actually, parents are really worrying about it. My kid is not able to walk properly, not able to understand properly. Likewise, a lot of complaints are coming up. So movement education, why movement education is very important, I'll tell you. Scientifically speaking, neurophysiological developments will take place in the young stages. See, very simple. We are training our kids how to write A, how to write B, how to write C, how to write A in Tamil, and then how to write numbers from in a proper way, right? The same way we have to educate how to walk, how to run, how to scroll, how to jump, how to throw. These are all basic movements actually we need for our life. So basic movement education is a very, very big task, but we neglected for so many years. That is the reason why. See, I'm seeing in university level. I was in charge of women cricket team for so many years. Okay, when I asked my women students to throw a cricket ball, they are not able to throw properly. They are shy. They are having shyness to throw a cricket ball, because from school or from the beginning stages, their parents will say, don't use your hands above shoulder. And when they cycle also, they have some problem. They develop knock knee. Why? Because society have a different view when they do properly. So we have to educate how to walk, how to run, how to cycle. These things are basic movement education. If you develop basic movement education from the beginning itself, their neurophysiological development will take place properly, and their IQ will be better. Naturally, they are good in education also.
Correct. That's observed. Yes.
Yes.
But are there any like specific books or?
Yes, sir. A lot of movement education books are available. If possible, I can send the link to Ramesh. Sorry, Ramesh sir, or who organizers when they give through email. So you can share with the participants also.
Yes, definitely, sir. Thanks
Yeah.
so much. It was a great workshop, great learning for us.
It is a great opportunity for me to share my view. Even though I'm also a learner, it's a great opportunity for me to interact with all, especially the sport and physical education fraternity throughout India through this medium. So once again, I thank SOUNDARYA Educational Trust and also Pefi Karnataka, Directorate of Physical Education, Bangalore University, Bangalore, for this wonderful opportunity to share my share my expertise with you all. Thank you. If anything, please.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Now Ramesh sir is take over, sir.
Yes, sir.
That ends session, sir. Thank you for your valuable information, with you, whether it is a physical person or other.
Ramesh sir, 1 minute. Ramesh sir,
Yes,
1
sir.
minute.
Yes, sir. I will hand over to Virupaksha, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, Professor, please.
Thank you very much. You have given a very good insight, brain storming session we had. Really, it is useful for the physical education personnel. At the same time, even after following SOP, the 6 hockey players have tested positive last week. Okay,
Yes, yes.
then I think this is the great challenge for we people, because we are working in studies department. We have to conduct exams, theory as well as ours is that field is the laboratory. Like other
Yes, sir.
people, we can't have practical exam in within the four walls. Then how we have to overcome from this challenge, how to conduct the practical exam. As you said in your deliberation, we are having lack of infrastructure, lack of equipment. This is a great challenge, I think.
Of course, Professor, I have to thank you for this wonderful opportunity, first of all, because you only introduced me to this platform. Because of you only, I got this opportunity to interact with you all, first of all. As you said, it's a very simple, sir. Even if you follow SOP, problems will come because this pandemic. See, I think 1 month before, New Zealand announced there is no COVID cases for 1 month period, not even a single COVID case for 1 month period. But what happened yesterday, I saw in the newspapers, there are some 15 new cases in New Zealand. Similarly, developed countries like US, UK, USSR, they are not able to control this spread. So it is very, very, very tough for in a situation like India. Of course, we have to appreciate our country and our government. Really, they are managing properly. With this population, somehow we are managing in a proper way. We have to be very careful. The very simple example I can tell you, as a father, if the school is reopens, I have my own question. I have my doubt whether I will send my kid to school. The same way we have to treat other kids also when I work as a physical education teacher or a coach or a trainer, because all are our kids. So we have to be very careful. We should not take any challenge in this time. We have to wait and watch. If the scenario is good, then we have to go for we have to start our physical fitness classes or activity classes or practical examinations, whatever it is, or otherwise virtual platform we can use, through which we can ask them to demonstrate their skills and techniques, through which we can assess. Of course, last 3 semesters or 4 semesters, they are with us only. We know their strengths and weaknesses. So through virtual platform, we can assess them, through which we can give results. That is the only option in front of the people. There is no other option. Don't take any drastic measures, otherwise we will end up in problem. So it is my personal view. Thank you, Professor.
Thank you, sir.
Hello, sir. Sir, your information was very useful. This session going to end, and then all the people will be learned and then go through it during the pandemic period. Then they can able to help. That is the one, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Now I am going to propose the vote of thanks. First, our chief patrons, Soundarya P. Manjappa, Chairman, SCT, Sunita P. Manjappa, Managing Director, SCT, Chief Patrons, Ketan Kumar, CEO, SCT, Varun Kumar, M. Managing Trustee, SCT, Soundarya Educational Trust. And then Dr. N. D. Virupaksha, Chairman and Director, Department of PG Studies in Physical Education, Kuvempu University. Dr. Lingaraju T. Director of Physical Education, Bangalore University. Mr. Srikanth R. Secretary, PEFI, Karnataka, Director of Physical Education in charge, Bangalore North University. And then our beloved Principal, Dr. Suresh Yegade, Principal, Soundarya Institute of Management and Science. Faculty Coordinator, Program Coordinator, Dr. Aris PM, Physical Education Director, Soundarya Institute of Management and Science, and all other speakers, all the advisory committee team, all the organizing committee team, technical team, SIMS family members. Tomorrow topic is Emotional Intelligence and Yoga. Speaker is Dr. Puneet Raghavendra KR, BNYS, MD, Deputy Director, Administration, S. Vaiswas, Swami Vivekananda Yoga, and Anusananda Samastana. Okay, he is going to address tomorrow the speaker address. Okay, thank you one and all who are watching in the video.
Sir, Elayaraja, sir, thank you very much for your precious time in this COVID-19
joining
situation.
Tomorrow, the same time, same place, same video. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir. Elayaraja sir, Virupakshi sir, Lokesh sir, Varun sir, and Kaushik. Muniraj sir and Kaushik sir. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Elayaraja sir, thank you very much for sparing your precious time with us. In spite of your busy schedule in the COVID-19 with a lot of work, you have done a wonderful session. Okay, I thank
it is always my pleasure, sir. It is always my pleasure. I have to thank you for a wonderful opportunity to interact with you all, just to share my views. So thank you one and all. Thank you Soundarya Institute of Management and Science, and also Directorate of Physical Education, Bangalore University, Bangalore, and Pefi, Karnataka, for organizing and giving this wonderful opportunity. Thank you very much, sir. Vipaksha, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. We expect the same cooperation in future also.
Always, sir. Always. It is my pleasure.
Okay, sir.
Thank you, Harish, sir. Thank you.
Sir, thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. 1 minute, sir. Be on the line, sir. After the YouTube is closed, I will talk with you, sir. 1 minute, sir, please.
Yes.